W7IT. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, W7ITL.
I wait. Good evening. Connect to the. Oops. What happened? Do you want to connect to the Echo link, or we don't for now?
If I can transmit. Yep, there's my picture. Okay.
W7ITL repeater. This is James, WU7N.
Yeah. There you are, Ron.
Yeah.
See? You just need a phone. That's the power amplifier I built. Oh, I wonder what happened if I take it on the phone. Oh, look at that. The phone does a good job.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. That's the amplifier of the box that I built. I still have to cut the screws. But it's able to measure the temperature.
So if people need it, an amplifier.
Challenge of building one. Built
is one with this format. Bill is one with this format. Bill is one with this format. Bill is one with this format.
Testing seems to look good. Thank you.
W7 ITL. TL, WU7N. What's up, Wade?
I'm just testing out Echolink. I think we're going to disconnect it for now because I think it's causing some confusion. So I'll get it back to Dave here in just a minute as soon as we start.
Standing by for net, top of the hour. ITL, repeater, disconnected.
Jill. Jill.
Good evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the '08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airways with digital amateur television. In the DVB-T format, we transmit on 70 centimeters. It's a crossband repeater at Cougar Mountain, and it spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. To find out more about our group, please Google WW7ATS. That's Google WW7ATS. That will take you to our homepage on the internet. There you'll see the exact frequencies we receive and transmit on, a little history about our group, and also a link to YouTube where we stream our nets held Wednesdays and Saturdays. Also, we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater 147.08 with a tone of 103.5. Again, you'll need a tone of 103.5 to communicate with the net on 2 meters. So with that, I'll pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact on the '08 machine before our net gets fully underway.
AD7NP.
Hearing none, again, welcome to the Western Net. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Checked in by video link already is Ron, KD7QKU. Wade, W7ITL. WU7N, James. AD7N. AD7ZYM. Is there anybody else who would like to check in? Hearing none, we'll start the net then with Ron, KD7QKU. Ron, the mic is yours.
Picture to come up. Okay, so this is KD7QKU. I guess I need to mute my TV set here. So it was a beautiful day. I'm only using the camera audio tonight. I'm not using the '08 machine. So we'll see how that works out. So I disappeared for a minute. Joanne said she was going to the neighbor, so I'm back in the bedroom, so I decided I better go check the door. So everything was open, the patio door and the front door. We have a glass screen, storm door on the front door, but it wasn't secure. So anyway, I locked everything up, so I'm back here now. So let's see, I don't know what to talk about. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up, I guess. Yeah, Dave says he can hear me, okay. Well, the other day, Saturday, when I went over to the ham club, Tacoma Ham Radio Club, I sat down beside a guy I'd never sat before. He sat down beside me, I don't know, one or the other. Anyway, you know how you turn to somebody and you say, "How are you?" And he said, "Oh, I'm terrible," or something. And I said, "Oh, well, what's the problem?" He said, "Trump's gonna ruin Social Security or something." And I think, oh brother. And I look across at this other guy named Scott, and he kind of rolled his eyes. And I said, "No, you don't have anything to worry about. That's not going to happen." "Oh yeah, that's going to happen." So anyway, it was, needless to say, I guess he didn't like Trump. But anyway, I couldn't get him to stop talking about it. And I finally said to him, I said, "I was told a long time ago, don't worry about things you can't control. It doesn't do you any good." But I said, "It's not going to happen." And I said, "I could live without Social Security." And he looked at me and said, "You could live without Social Security?" This guy's younger than I am. And I said, yeah, no, we saved our money and we have other retirement. I might have to give up a few things and quit spending money, but, and Scott looked at me and he said the same thing. He said, yeah, no, I could live without Social Security quite easily. And this guy couldn't believe it. But anyway, such is life, I guess. All right, I guess enough for the first round. Back to net KD7 QKU.
Katie, with that, let's go to Wade in Tacoma, W7ITL.
All right, it sounds like my audio is coming through. We're experimenting with direct to repeater audio from the digital TV. Ron, you were patched in on the last one. We made a change to the software, and you have to have a special character in front of your name. If you look at the, if you have the info on the DATV, you'll notice I have a greater than sign in front of my name, and that tells the repeater to go ahead and repeat your audio over the '08 machine. But I'll come over to your house at some point in the next couple days and we'll get you set up so you can do that. Just have to be careful when you're transmitting to make sure you mute your TV and any radio that might have '08 machine audio. Otherwise it'll create a feedback loop. So that's about it for this round. I do have to run and pick up my son, and then maybe I'll have enough time to check in on the next round. All right, I'm seeing a bunch of text come through. I'm not sure if that was for me, but the video is looking really good tonight. I'm not listening to my audio on that, but when I had it briefly on the '08 machine, I could hear my audio. We'll say 73 for now, and if I come back, I'll check in again. Yeah, looking really good tonight.
W7ITL, thanks with that. And now I'm going to pause for about a minute and a half in case anybody's using the internet to interface with the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. This is Dave, KD7.
Hi, Dave. How are you? I'm glad talking today. I'm not seeing I don't know. Wait. Is I very long week. Testing right now. Give me a feedback when
E6 ILO, got a good picture from you, Mario, and sound was coming through okay. So anyway, welcome to the net. This is Dave, KD7ZYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. So let's go to James, WU7 Bellevue. WU7N, not getting any audio from you. This is KD7ZYM.
I'm having problems with the 2 meters tonight as well as my internet connection. Do you copy?
Full quieting now.
What about now? Hey, do you copy me at all?
Full quieting, full copy. KD7ZYM.
Did you get anything I said at all, or was it all silence?
D7NP disconnected.
The mic, this is James, WU7N.
Not able to copy your previous transmission, James.
WU7N, thanks with that. Let's pick up Carlos, AD7NP. Carlos, the video and audio is yours.
Okay, let's try this. Give me that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think the audio is flowing. The TV disappears. Yeah, so some changes, as Wade was mentioning, that we're trying to figure out. So let me describe. So right now, my audio, when it doesn't stop, it seems like we're back to having interferences at the repeater side. But the audio that is going to the repeater TV is now being sent to the All-Star node, and the All-Star node can be connected to, and so that's how it's working. Mario. Although your microphone seems to be having some sort of interference, it seemed like an analog issue on your audio to the PC, some kind of an interference there. It was a little bit low, but and you were coming across quite well. And so until we figure out this audio, because I don't know yet who wants to be repeated automatically, not, the decision Wade and I made was to have this greater than sign somewhere in your call sign that tells the repeater to have your audio repeated into the 2 meters. And that's very good. Did it die? No, still going. It automatically did a timeout, so the repeater does the audio timeout into the all-star node, so that's good. That part is working, and then we'll figure out next steps. Before I drop, and again, as I said, we can forward what we want to do in terms of who wants to have the audio repeated or not. So this is another way of getting into the repeater that I can then send information, and James or Richard, hopefully you might want to try this one. This is an app on the phone. It's called Streamlabs. And the same way that I can use the RF, this is just running on my phone, as you can see here. And I can either use that camera side or this camera side. And that's basically me just using the phone to get into the repeater. So if anyone is interested in experimenting with that, we can also provide details afterwards. All right, and let me I guess drop carrier. Let me return this to Dave. Many things going on at the same time. KD7 ZYM from 87 NP.
'87 NP, thanks with that. And pretty good with video and audio this evening from everybody around. Only thing I might add is if you're coming in on a digital TV where the audio is being piped over to 2 meters, please so it would be legal on the 2 meter repeater. That's the only thing I'd have to add. And for me today in Lake City, yard work. Oh my, I can move, but I'm finding out, boy, the yard won today. But anyway, I got quite a bit done. Monday I got a COVID shot and pain in the right arm, left arm rather. So anyway, hopefully that'll be gone, but it's still saying hello to me. So that's about what's happening. ZYM. Well, let's go see if we can pick up Mario again. KD6ILO.
Yeah, I'm back and I want to share some video and hold on here. And that's some video, some This is my DATV Society group. The group on the left is the boy members. The ones on the far right is the STEM instructors for our young members. And then the group on the far right, the club members. You notice all the old guys in the back and young people in front. But these are 25 active members of our group. Again, the boy members are on the left side, and STEM educators and instructors are on the right side. They're very nice people, very active, very smart people in our group. And we had a party last summer. And this is the group after we had a meeting for the board. This is a technical team. And the satellite group. I am among the group, but I'm seeing the picture, so I'm in front of the camera. But we managed to get our space-based telescope working. It took almost 40-something hours to get the thing installed. And we're still ongoing to get ready to communicate with our CubeSat. OCR-1, which is in orbit now. OCR-2 will be launched at the end of the month. And next round, I'll show you the project that took place. Back to you, Dave.
Great to see that you've got some young people coming into the hobby. Shows the future will be ahead of us with these youngsters that are very technically inclined to do things. So anyway, congratulations on you tooling them over to our hobby. That. So with that, I'm going to move it back up to Ron, KD7QKU. This is KD7ZYM.
Okay, this is KD7QKU over here in Tacoma. Well, Mario came through real well in his two groups, very nice groups. Yeah, he's lucky to have two big groups like that. We're down, I only see 3 of us right here right now. I guess James left us. So Dave's picture seizes up and his audio blanks out a little bit. And the same with Carlos, you were blanking out the picture and your audio was freezing up. And then when you were on, it was real good, but every now and then it blanked out. So I was hoping Richard would be here tonight. We had some bad news from Richard. They had to put their cat to sleep. I guess, unless that's him coming on now. I think maybe that's James, I don't know. But anyway, sorry to hear about Richard's cat, Mika. They had to put her to sleep. I guess she had a total kidney failure, it sounded like. So let's see, I went down and got the oil changed yesterday in the car. It's a Jeep Cherokee, and I went down to the Jeep dealers and had it changed. In one of the wheels, the right front wheel, in the center, there's a little round thing that says Jeep, and it was missing. Either it fell out or somebody stole it or something. So anyway, I had to order a new one. It was $20 plus tax. So I went down and picked that up today, and then I taken a rubber hammer and popped it back in. It snaps in. I hit it with my hand, and I didn't want to go in very well, so then I went and got a rubber hammer, and I wrapped it, and it popped right in. I don't know how it could fall out, but they said people lose them quite often, or people steal them. I don't know why they'd want to steal them. It just says Jeep, and it's just a little round thing about 2.5 inches in diameter, or 3 inches. So anyway, got the car taken care of again. I was curious that our other Jeep that we had would show when it needed an oil change, and it seemed like this one that I'd been over a year since I had the oil change, and I was thinking it needed an oil change. They put a sticker on it, but I can't. I'd have to almost take the sticker from the windshield to read it, because I look up there and of course I'm looking through my bifocals and that doesn't work. So I didn't know if there was a due date on it or not. So anyway, I mentioned to the lady that if my car doesn't tell me when I need an oil change, I'd appreciate it if they would set it up so it would. And so she said, well, it should tell you. And she said, what's your mileage here? Oh, she said, yeah, well, I think you're just coming up to it. She said you're maybe a little bit earlier. If you'd waited just a week or two, it probably would have told you needed an oil change. So I guess it'll work. I don't know. But they run this synthetic oil now, and they go much longer than they used to. So I don't know how many miles it had on it since it had the oil change, but I'm gonna say it must have had at least 6,000, maybe 8,000. So anyway, I'm good to go. So the other day I put the pickup in the driveway and I washed off the driver's side of the pickup. It sets so the driver's side of the outside, so the driver's side of the pickup is on the north, and it gets little green stuff around the windows in a few places. So I washed that all off the other day. So cars are in good shape. So back to net, KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks, and thanks for the ID. And let's see if Wade's back. W7ITL. He may not be for this round, but I'll pause for him.
All right, I can hear myself. I think audio is working good. Let's see. Wanted to comment on Mario's pictures. I got to see the last few pictures before I got to check in just now, but I didn't see anything else. But there's definitely a big group there. Mario, that's impressive to see so many young people involved in DVB, and I know it's not just DVB with you guys in your group. Let's see, Richard, if you're listening, condolences to you with your cat passing. It's always hard when one of your pets passes away. Well. Anyhow, don't have anything else to really say for this round. Definitely really liking not having to have my audio, having to pick up a mic to get my audio into the repeater audio. So that's nice. Thank Carlos for getting that figured out. All right, well, I'll turn it back to net. This is W7ITL.
W7ITL, thanks with that. Well, let's pick up James, WU7 this time. James, it's your voice.
Well, I'm not quite sure what's going on. Okay, we're making the tubes glow now. not quite sure why it takes this much. I'm going to have to get my antenna, directional antenna set up. Maybe that'll help. Well, I take it that last time you didn't hear anything I said. I just said it was a great day. Got a lot accomplished. Had a great communications test down in Bellevue this morning at 9 a.m. That's a weekly thing. It went real well today. Also got a lot of other administrative work done on that. Pretty much shot the whole day doing that. And then was able to also get some other computer work done, which I'm trying to do here, trying to organize these machines so maybe they'll function a little better. One I'm trying to clean off and just use for nothing but the amateur television function here. Say thank you to Mario if you're listening. Thank you very much for the pictures. Appreciate that. Ron, as far as not living with Social Security, when you say that, I think what I'm hearing you say is that everybody can come live at your house, and that's kind of you. That's really nice. Oh man, you're gutsy. I would not get into any conversations of politics or financial survival right now. I would just say, look, a squirrel, and run out of the room. That's my technique for dealing with those kinds of conversations right now. In 2009 financial disaster, I was sitting around a table with a group of people, and the big discussion came up about where to park. This was at Bellevue College, where to park that night, and I was a little confused because there wasn't a parking problem, and certainly for night classes there was no parking. But I just kind of, went along with the conversation, was listening to what everybody said, and finally I figured out what they were talking about is they didn't have a home to live in anymore, and they wanted to know where they could park their car at night so they wouldn't get rousted, so they could sleep in their car all night long. That was a sobering experience for me. I didn't bring up the fact that I had a place to stay that was just fine. Oh, Richard, condolences. If you're listening, I don't know if you're listening now or not. Condolences on the passing of a pet. That's like losing a member of the family. You know it's coming someday, but it always hurts. So my condolences and prayers are with you on that. So anyway, well, this is James WU7N. I was up extremely early this morning. I'm not sure I'm going to make it to the top of the hour, but I'm going to do my best here. So this is WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. I'm going to turn it back to our net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Also, I'd like to say thank you for everybody who's putting so much work into the group here and getting the bugs out and getting things to work. Thank you very much. WU7N, I'm going to turn it over to Dave. Take it away, Dave.
WU7N, thanks with that. This is Dave, KD7ZYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine for ID. An NP, Carlos.
All right. This is 87 NP, and take a look at the SDR receiver at the same time that I'm transmitting to see if it goes dark because of some interference. Both my seem to be experiencing a little bit of interference today. Yeah, there it went. But I don't see a significant interference, so I'll also this was, I think, was my son's car. We went to Valvoline, and they replaced the oil. That all went well, but then to kind of finish the job, and we thought, strange. I mean, they have done everything. Why is it taking so long? So and then the car is dripping oil. I was like, oh, maybe something wasn't well kind of turned or something. And so over the course one day the car lost all the oil because they whatever they had spent too much time trying to put correctly, and it was a mess. And so Valvoline sent one of those technicians with additional oil to do the work at our door, and then of course I had to clean up that mess. Pleasant. Mario, both pictures, audio and video coming together just fine. You're coming in through the streaming, which worked just fine, and then it was also going out on the All-Star nodes. So the DATV repeater is also. Oh, this is fantastic. I love that it does the auto timeout. 87 NP. And then your audio comes out on All-Star node 564, 562 if you connect to it. You can have minimal power to just get into the All-Star node. Just needs a little bit of a Raspberry Pi in the device, and as long as you have internet, we haven't heard the story about your CenturyLink today, we'll hear that. But with internet and phone, you'll be able to get to the repeater. And sorry, Richard, sorry about the cat if you're listening. That's kind of, we had some experiences with dogs, and it's always. Back to Dave, net control. This was my additional experience. If you look at my call sign, it says _SDR, which makes the repeater the SDR screen instead of going to the full screen, and clearly we're having some interference.
In 87 NP, Carlos, thanks with that. And this is Dave, KD7ZYM, get another ID here again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Well, here in Lake City, it's 55 degrees and mostly clear out this evening. Possibility some aurora borealis sightings may happen later this evening. I'll be looking forward to that. However, they were saying you probably need to use your cell phone. The sensitivity of the cell phone for video is much greater than the human eye. So if you get out, get some shots, that might help. So anyway, everything's been going good, and for that I'm going to move it on back to Mario during the gateway on the internet. KD6ILO, Mario, it's yours.
Thank you, Dave. And Ron, I'm so sorry for the loss of your pet. I know I had a cat that was my last pet, and he passed away a long time ago, and I'm not getting another pet. I could go through that again. But I understand. Carlos and Wade, yeah, you guys are doing some fantastic work. I I envy you did a very good job with everything. I'm going to show you some pictures of the laser terminal we installed and finished up late, about 10 or 6 p.m. late at night for the telescope installation for the laser. But anyway, that is the laser terminal is a rebuilt system that we had rebuilt it 18 months to get it rebuilt. You notice the box on the right, on the left side is the laser aiming. That laser is only for aiming the laser to the space geostationary LCRD platform in orbit, geo-orbit around the Earth. The big side one is calculated from the platform. This is how we get our data, voice, data, and video and voice. Video too, of course. And right now I have a signal going up on only 2.13 watts on 152 and 1552 nanometers. It's a 193 terahertz. And I'm sending about 4 gigabytes of data and video and voice. You should see there you go. This is a laser on standby for coming back. And right now it's on standby. And just next picture is the dome. It's on top of our lab roof. It's a 4 stories above the ground on the on the 13th pad. And you notice the tower in the back. If you can see it, there are 3 laser transceivers on the tower. They're white, you can see them. The very top laser transceiver is going to Ramona, about 10 miles away. The middle one is going to me in Oceanside, and the bottom one is going to San Diego. And that is linked to the main terminal, which I showed you. Stand by. But anyway, that's if I'll say the rest for the net because I have a lot to share. Thank you, David, and everyone else for having me on the net.
Thank you, Mario, for sharing that with us. Boy, you've got quite a setup, and being able to split the signals off going two different directions, and with your groups down there, it's a beautiful thing you got going. And again, thank you for all of that with us. So from this point, let's go back up to Ron, KD7 QKU. Ron, your digital video is available for you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dave. Yeah, Mario. I'm used to a spotter scope on the side of a telescope, so I could relate to that. I had a pretty good sized telescope once upon a time, and yeah, pretty amazing stuff. Thank you for the pictures and the explanation. Jiminy Christmas, Carlos. The oil ran out of your son's car, so I would almost think that maybe they didn't tighten up the oil filter or something tight enough and it leaked. That's a shame. I'm glad he didn't do a lot of driving and have ruin the engine or something. I hope nothing like that happened. So, yeah, the group is small tonight. That's too bad. We seem to be getting smaller instead of larger. It'd be nice if we had a half a dozen more people to contribute and talk. I run out of things to talk about. James, usually we don't talk politics or religion at the Ham Radio Club, but I don't know, this guy was, he's there quite a bit too. I just usually don't talk to him, but that's all he wanted to talk about. He thought the sky was falling, I guess. That's too bad. But, yeah, I did order the antenna from HRO, the 23 centimeter Yagi to put at the clubhouse. I think I told you that last time. And I got it over to Wade's house, so one of these days it'll be put up on the clubhouse and they can receive a picture. And if we decide to transmit a picture, well, then I have a really nice 70 centimeter Yagi that I'll donate, so they have both the transmit and the receive. It's an antenna that we had up on Capitol Hill there in Seattle when we had the repeater up there, and we pointed it down the valley Norris to Norris. He lived down by South Center, and he couldn't receive the picture very well, so we just had a Yagi aimed at his house. It worked out really well for him to get in. So anyway, so I kept the antenna. It's a really good antenna. It was cut for ATV. Oh, there's Richard. Richard's going to show up. That's good. I sent him a text hoping he would show up. If you can hear us, Richard, can you hear me, Richard? Maybe he can't hear us yet. Can you hear us, Richard? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. No, he's getting set up. Okay, well, that's enough for me. I guess I'll send it back to Net, KD7 QKU.
KD7 QKU, thanks with that. And we see Richard has joined us, K7ITX, and condolences for your pet that has passed. So the mic is yours. Go ahead, Rich.
Thank you very much for the condolences, you guys. That's probably a lot, you know. I can't even say it. I cannot say it.
K7ITX, thanks for joining the net. This is Dave, KD7ZYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. Well, let's move down to Wade in Tacoma, W7ITL.
Well, let's wait for my video to come in. If you can see the picture up there, that's an AI generated picture that I made with, I think, Copilot. I have a couple more I'll show you. Let's see if I can get them to show up. Okay, here we go. This one I think I made with Gemini. And I think I had it redo it because I didn't like the picture. So it's still it's hard to get it to do what you want to do as far as making images. Sometimes it gets kind of fuzzy and you can't really read the words, because I told it to put W7 or WW7 ATS on the computer screen, but you can kind of see, look like it tried, but it didn't look like it did it. So but that is that. Let's get back to my image if I can get it to go. Here we go. And as you can see, I have my video output going to our scene that has our spectrum scope. Carlos and I are experimenting with using some characters in our DVB T metadata that we send to the repeater, and have that greater than sign there in the front, which tells the repeater that I want to put my digital audio over the analog repeater. And then at the end there's underscore SDR, which tells it I want to switch it to the scene that has our spectrum scope. Let's see, Richard, very, very sad news. I don't know if I could have joined the net if my pet had passed. When my last dog had passed suddenly, and it was very tragic and unexpected, and I was very emotional. Same with my cat. I had a cat that was very young, that just died without any cause, and that was very hard on me and my daughter. And I still think about it. It's they are family, so you do get a little emotional when they do leave you. So totally get what's going on, and yeah, we'll keep you in the thoughts and prayers tonight. And let's see. I guess I'll talk about. Let's see, Ron. Yes, that sounds. The Radio Club of Tacoma approached me. They want to put some photos of my station with DATV gear in it, and maybe some other things. I don't know quite what I'm going to talk to Dave. He's the editor for their newsletter, so I'll put some good pictures up there with us transmitting, and then getting the digital repeat station set up for DATV at the Radio Club of Tacoma. We'll be working with Adam as soon as I get time to talk to him again and schedule some time to get the 23 centimeter, and if we can, we'll try to do the 70 centimeter too. If you have that handy, Ron, I'd really kind of complete the picture and get everything set up. The only thing I don't think I'd have right now is a lot of coax. I have about 25 feet of 213 and I think some LMR 400, which is like 10 feet. So if anybody's got any cable laying around that they don't need about 50 feet of each. Well, not each, but 50 feet of LMR twice. So, and then Mario, I don't know if I'm timing out the repeater, but because I'm not listening to it. Yes, those are just awesome pictures. It's just amazing the kind of stuff that you can do with lasers and in space communication. I think it is the future for communication long distances in outer space, because there's always a line of sight in outer space unless you've got a planet in the way. So yeah, it worked great. ultra low latency, because light in a vacuum, nothing goes faster than light in a vacuum. So radio waves are a little slower, so you definitely get some latency added there, and you don't get nearly the amount of bandwidth that you can get with light. So that'll be really interesting to see how that plays out as we become more of a intergalactic people, and we have outposts and stuff in space. So looking forward to seeing how that pans out. If I get to see that kind of stuff evolve and become production for everyday life before I leave us. I got another 40, 50 years, so we'll see what happens. So I don't want to get dark. Let's see. I think that's about all I got to say for this round, and really good net. So I'll turn it back to net control. Dave, this is W7IT.
W7ITL, thanks. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. And this is, again, the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. Again, I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Well, let's move down to James, WU7N.
Okay, Dave. Well, I guess I get the last word tonight. This is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. Again, I don't know if it came through in the last transmission, but thank you, Carlos, Wade. Thank you very much for putting so much time, energy, and effort into the group here. It really is paying off, I think. And Mario, thank you very much for showing us those pictures. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but those are very interesting. And you guys are really doing some incredible things down there with the laser communications. That's just fantastic what you're doing. And like Wade, I can hardly wait to see what happens next. So anyway, with that, I think I've said all there is worth saying. Oh, looks on the scope there. Looks like we got a big spike right below 435 megahertz. Wonder what that was. Anyway, this is James, Whiskey Uniform 7 November with the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Our net meets on this repeater at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. And anybody's welcome to join. For that one net only, we use a 103.5 PL tone rather than the usual PL tone of this repeater, just for those 2 hours only, 1 hour on Wednesday and 1 hour on Saturday. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to our net control to close this net up. My name is James, WU7N. Go ahead, Dave.
WU7N, thanks for that. Well, we still got a few seconds left for Carlos, 87NP. Carlos, the digital video is yours.
This is, and there's audio. Yep, this is 87NP to the net. Great to see you joining, Richard, and very sorry for the loss, and in there. I think while you are here in the area, we need to figure out some get-together celebration before you depart into. We need to do I don't know, the amateur television picnic, and as the weather gets better. It was pretty good. I was quite happy that things were working out. Wade, the timeout is managed automatically by the. Oh, there was an interruption. So we introduced the delay, and we'll keep making it better. So quite some fun putting this stuff together. I also added some antennas to my setup. I'm preparing. Oh wait, you missed this. We had let's see. We had a colleague joining last Saturday that wanted to see this image on the 905, and so I'm finally gonna and try to establish a TV connection with the colleague on Saturday. So I added some additional antennas to see if I point to Kingston for that. Okay, thank you everyone, and
'87 NP, thanks with that. And time to button up the net this evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. We'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater 147.08 for our voice transmissions for our ATV net. So with that, terminating the net at 9:01. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Good evening all.
7NP disconnected.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for having me on.
is on the air now. I did notice that I will have to figure out, maybe I need to adjust here the power.
Connected.
WU7N testing.
U7N. This is KD7ZYM.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Yeah, I'm calling in tonight here, but I wanted to try one thing. In front of the antenna. WU7N. Have a good night.